Good morning. This is our first day in Moab, and 6:58 a.m. Trying to get my tripod loaded up here. We're getting ready to head into Arches National Park. Extremely excited about this park. There's just something so unique about arches and how they were formed, and we're looking forward to getting a little bit of a taste of the park today. We're going to be in Moab a whole month. There's a few other really cool parks here. We've got Arches, we've got Canyonlands, and there's a state park called Dead Horse that's supposed to be really spectacular too. So it's going to be hot. It's the month of June, but we've got a campsite that's got some decent shade to it, so should be able to keep the RV cooled down okay. And as you guys know, if you've been following us, we're morning people, so we like to get out and do our hikes early and beat the heat, beat the crowds, and get back to the campground around noon, 1 o'clock, and then just kind of hang out the rest of the day here. So come along as we take you to Arches National Park. Welcome to Arches! So I don't know if it's because we're so early, it's 7:20, or whether or not maybe they're just not charging to get into the park because of the coronavirus. We've heard that some of the parks aren't charging any entrance fees, so maybe that's the case here. But we are officially in Arches National Park. Arches National Park is located in southeastern Utah, just 28 miles south of Interstate 70. It became a national monument in 1929, but was not designated as a national park until 1971. Arches National Park is 77,000 acres in size and has approximately 1.5 million visitors per year. So we're in what's called the window section. This is our first hike here in Arches. There's a north window, south window, and there's an arch up here called Turret. This is supposed to be a great morning hike to take because of the way the sun's hitting everything. So we're hoping we can get up here, look through the north window, and see Turret Arch. Should make for some beautiful pictures. So after looking through the north window at Turret Arch, we're going to walk over and check it out close up. Arches National Park has the largest concentration of arches anywhere in the world, which makes it very special. Did you know that there are over 2,000 arches in this park? Now some of them are small. I think the arch has to have a 3-foot width to it. I don't know if it's width or height or whatever, but it's something like 3 feet in order to be classified as an official arch. All right, have you heard of the double arch? That's where we're at.
This is the third longest arch in the park.
The third longest?
Yeah.
Has a height of 112 feet, which is the highest in the park.
Yeah.
This location was used to film Indiana Jones movie, and supposedly he came running out of this hole at some point in the movie. Well, good morning. Another day in Arches National Park. This is our third day here, and I'm sure there'll be a few more days here too. We haven't seen nearly everything yet, but today we're going to hike what's called Sand Dune and Broken Arch Trail. I'll show it to you here. So here's where we're at. We're going to come up and check out Sand Dune. They're going to come up here and check out Broken Arch, and then take the loop on around and come back. It looks like we'll also be able to see another arch called Tapestry as we go. Windy morning, but it's beautiful. This arch is known as the kids' playground, a big sandbox. There's sand everywhere, and I can see why they like it. Beautiful little arch. Well, what just happened? Huh? What just happened?
You know, I attract rattlesnakes. And I'm walking along the trail, minding my own business, and I go to lift up my foot, and all of a sudden I hear this rattle, and I look down, and I'm about ready to step on. It was a baby, but it still had a couple little rattles.
Yeah, it was rattling away.
It scared me half to death. That's like the second time I've come up on a rattlesnake.
So we'll probably keep our eyes down on the trail a little more.
Like my biggest fear, too.
Worry about looking at the arches when we get there.
Don't get too close. See the
little rattlesnake there. He's right on the trail.
Almost stepped on it. But it warned me.
Alright, we're still on the Broken Arrow Loop Trail. And there's another arch on this trail you can see called, I believe it's Tapestry, and I think we're getting our first view of it. I think we can walk up close to it. I think there's a little offshoot trail that'll get us right up next to it. All right, we're at Skyline Arch. This arch is only a 0.2 mile hike to get back to it. So it's just right off the road basically. This arch has a 71-foot span across, and it's like 33 feet up and down. Well, this is our 4th day in arches, and you wouldn't think it would take us 4 days to see the most iconic arch, arguably in the world, but we're here. So we're breaking all of our rules on hiking. Normally we start in the morning early when it's nice and cool. We're not starting this one until around 5:15, and it's about 95 degrees out. But this is when you get your best view of the arch because of the way the sun hits it. Supposedly it lights it up nice and bright in the afternoon. So we are getting ready to take off on a 1.5 mile hike, and I am really looking forward to seeing Delicate Arch. We're going to take a little detour off of our trail and go see if we can find some petroglyphs. So this is the rock art we're going to be looking for from the Ute Indians. All right, kind of getting a glimpse of where the trail goes. I don't know if you can see the people way up there. Straight ahead. That's where we're headed, up over the top of that slick rock up there. Well, we're finally hitting some slick rock. I think this trail's rated strenuous, and we're getting ready to find out. Oh, there's an arch, Leslie. Did you see that right up here? I'll bet you see it when you go around the corner. Oh, this is cool. This has got to be it. All right, this has got to be it. Well, this may be our last hike at Arches. This is, I think, the final arch that we're going to take a look at. This one's called Tower Arch. It's quite out of the way. You have to go down a dirt and gravel road about 7 miles. It's back in the very back of the park, near Devil's Garden. So we are here. It's 8:25 a.m. and I believe it's about 65 degrees. And we're looking forward to seeing another arch. So we're 1.4 miles into the hike and we are in a sandy patch. You talk about some hard walking. 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards, and sucks the air out of you. It's tough. I'm guessing that might be it right there. You can just barely see the corner of it.
Yeah.
Barely see the corner of it. Let's go check it out. There it is. Awesome. Never get tired of seeing them. Wow. That is a phenomenal arch. Wow, is Arches spectacular or what? You know, the word that kind of comes to mind is magical, or maybe even enchanting. It just doesn't seem real that those arches can be formed like they are. It was just incredible to see. Arches is the first national park we visited this year, which makes number 18 on our tour of America, trying to see all the national parks. And it was just phenomenal. So glad we got an opportunity to see it.
I was too. Probably my favorite arch was Delicate Arch. And when we rounded that corner and you saw Delicate Arch, of course it's like iconic, super popular arch, but I'd seen pictures of it. But when you see things in person, it's majestic looking, and it's standing there all alone, different from the other arches that had rock fins and other things around it. This was just completely by itself, and it was my favorite arch.
It was incredible. I don't know if you noticed it in the video, but we skipped day 2 on Arches. On day 2 we hiked what's called Devil's Garden Trail, and to me that was probably the highlight of my visit, other than Delicate Arch, of course. But Devil's Garden Trail was just phenomenal. It was a long trail, had some primitive sections on it, so it got a little tricky in spots. But on that trail you got to see 8 different arches, and it was 7.2 miles in length, so it took us a good part of the day to get through it because we were kind of taking our time. But when you get to see 8 arches on one hike, I mean, how much better does it get? So that was probably the highlight for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to devote an entire video to that hike, and we'll show that to you in about a week. We're going to wrap up this video showing you a couple other hikes we did while we were here. very short hikes, easy hikes. They didn't have arches in them, but they were still very scenic, very beautiful. We hope you're all doing well, and we look forward to talking to you in the future. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.